Good afternoon, traders. This is Tony D from easyMarkets in the Sydney dealing room. We've got a fairly interesting setup happening here today in the fact that the risk sentiment has come back into the market, even though we had so much negative news in the last 48 hours, culminating with Trump pulling out of the North Korea-US meeting that was supposed to be historic on the June the 12th in Singapore. That is now off the cards, being cancelled by Trump due to the recent statements from Kim, he says, that were too aggressive and hostile. And we're seeing the immediate reaction to that was selling on the dollar yen back towards 109. It has jumped back this morning though to 109.50. Main reason for the stabilization and reversal has been the sharp change in US stocks towards the close as well. So pretty much mimicking the stock market moves there, dollar yen. Haven't been able to get past 110 yet though, so on the week we're still heavily down, and that's still affecting the sentiment towards the crosses as well, which are also still heavily down. They haven't been able to rally too much off their lows yet, but with the risk appetite in stocks showing a little bit more stabilization and bounce, then perhaps these will follow later in the European session if there was to be a sustained stock rally in European stocks as well. If you're looking at the euro and the pound, the pound was able to take advantage a little bit more than the euro yesterday of the weakness in the US dollar, but even now is still rolling over a little into the open here of Europe. And you're looking at the euro trudging along the 117 level. It's it's almost like under the effect of gravity with the uncertainty of Italian cabinet really weighing on it. A lot of Euro skeptics are proposed to be part of the new leadership of the Italian government there, and that's just that uncertainty is leading to daily reasons to sell the euro rather than buy. And even though the US dollar itself is on the back foot with dollar yen down and gold higher, which did break 1300 for the first time in a while last night, you are looking at the outlook a little bit more mixed. Because of the fact that the euro is so weak. You can't have a very weak US dollar without a very strong euro, and so the dollar index hasn't been affected as much as you would expect from the moves in dollar yen. In fact, it's still relatively on the front foot here at the moment, and looking to regain a little bit of that 94 level perhaps if we were to see the dollar yen continue to move higher. Now, with the backdrop of Chinese trade talks and US new tariffs on autos, it is still very fragile. And the easiest way to see this is that the Aussie dollar, which had been enjoying a nice rally, has struggled now to make new highs and is being a little bit more contained. But it is really a headline-driven market, so you can't really make plans based upon the charts as is at the moment. And over the weekend is going to be quite a dangerous time. So protect yourself over the weekend, this weekend in particular, because we're going to get more information, I believe, on the US auto tariffs, and it could create a little bit of uncertainty come Monday morning. If you are looking for good news, you're probably not going to find it too easily. So it's much more skewed towards the negative than the positive. So perhaps the gold is a relative good investment still, but lack of follow through is also not great here so far, and that US dollar bouncing again does hurt the outlook for gold as well. So it's a fairly interesting and unique sort of setup. You don't usually see the euro and the US dollar. Well, the euro going down when the US dollar is quite weak. That's a very common. That's a very rare event, and it does distort things to make it a little harder. What it does do is open a door to selling euro crosses, and so euro yen, although is the main sort of go-to when stocks are down. If you're looking at some other pairs in the particular market, a lot of the euro commodity crosses are also doing quite poorly. So if you're looking at the euro Aussie, it's one we're looking at particular. It's had some significant falls in the last week, and is one of the trendiest pairs out there. And if you're looking at euro Swiss, has pulled back dramatically from that 120 test. And it's got a little bit of room here to move back towards the 115 level, where you can find a bit more solid support. So yeah, selling euro against something other than US dollar does make sense in certain environments, and so you may want to be looking at some of these crosses first rather than against the US dollar, especially if dollar yen was to take another dive, or you are seeing Gold trying to push higher last night. All right, guys, let's have we'll have another chat on Monday. But you have any questions about some of the crosses or individual pairs or the outlook for today? In terms of data today, there is only a panel really tonight that has BOE, Carney, and Powell on it that could provide headlines for us. Other than that, you are looking at towards US trade headlines, and you're looking towards any sort of new headlines regarding North Korea as well to be driving sentiment. But don't hesitate to call us on the numbers below if you're a member of the Easy Markets. If you're not, there is a link that you can sign up for, and we can see if we can't assist you with your trading.